Okay, so basically there is this React thing, right? And I'm just looking at some examples in React. Okay, now a lot of people think we can't build front end without React. So I'm just gonna create this counter app without React for for fun. So I mean I know it's a very basic thing, but nevertheless, okay, this is actually much more complicated than I thought. Let's build the simple counters first. Let's build a simple counter without. So this is JavaScript counter page. So I'm just gonna say I need a index.html and I need a main.js. So I'm gonna open this in editor and let's say HTML. That's one. Let's make simple counter in JavaScript, and we have count, the present count. So here we need a count. Let's say 1. Let's start with 0, and we're gonna say button increment and button decrement. Now let's see how this comes up. So this is how it comes, right? Now of course increment decrement doesn't do anything. So next thing we can do is let's lift this out of okay, now we are gonna do script src is equal to main.js, and we are gonna say where count 0. Here we will say so now we need something like, let's call this let count equals 0. We need something like update render count. What render count does is when you say render count, it will do document get element by id count dot text and then if we refresh this now, it will say undefined, and here we are just going to say render count. Let's see what happens. See, it's now count is 0. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to increment this, right? So I'll create an increment function. Increment is equal to count plus equal to 1, and then render count. Similarly, I can create a decrement function, which will do count minus equal to 1, then render count. So now what I need is, on button being pressed, I need that to be incremented. So I will have to give this button an ID, say increment. This button ID saying decrement, and I'll have to add document ID increment add event listener, click increment, same thing for okay. Now let's see what happens when I do increment. It increases. When I do decrement, it decreases. So this is all that actually React does. Can start with nothing. Kind of. Now let's try building this one now. How complicated is this? So if I do plus here, it should go that. And then what is this? It resets, and this is this button. Recycle. Whatever recycle means. Okay, I'll only implement these. I don't know what this button does. Let's see what that button does first. App. Oh, window location reload. I think this is supposed to do window location reload, but it's not doing. Anyhow, so we need to have one second. I'm just gonna share okay. So we need to have this card thing. I'm just gonna take the original from. So I'm not gonna do style because style is kind of different thing. Hey, so difficult. Inspect. F07A, that's what it is. So let's create that. F07A. So gonna come. Oh, didn't come. Can I copy that? I can't copy that. There's nothing to copy. HTML. No. Okay. So I'm just gonna say cart size. Cart, and I need count of cart items, and I'm gonna say items, and then there is a refresh button and reload button, which I will make work. Now refresh button should say button reset, edit reset, and reload is equal to id equal to reload. Okay, and what else do I need? Now I need to start with, I'm just going to start with okay, start with some numbers. What does it do? 1. Okay. 0. Here is where things get a bit complicated. Now there is no concept of repeating. So this is a component in React, right? 0, and this is a component. So when I delete, I just have to delete a component. But in pure JavaScript, there's no concept of no component. So it gets a bit complicated. Now for the let me think for a while on as to how to count it. Yeah, I think I can do something like this. Span ID is equal to count cart item 0, and then I'm going to say 0. Then I'm going to also say, so I'm going to put all of this in one bin. So that I don't need all that. And then I have span ID is equal to add cart item 0. I'm gonna call it plus. Okay, let's make this a button. Button. And I'm gonna have another button saying minus subtract, and another last button saying delete. So that will get true. Okay, and let me just see how this is going. I'm just gonna create 4. Yeah, and here I need this will become 1. Should become 2. This should become -3. Okay, so now we need to be careful here. I'm going to go out of that, and I'm going to say, so I have a okay, I needn't have done this with the HTML at all. I could have just rendered it with JavaScript. Okay, I'll just show this first, and then I will show another way to do this. Actually, it's easier to do it the other way. So this is what we need. Okay, this is the kind of structure we need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this manually. Cart placeholder. So our cart initial let's const cart is going to be something like, it's going to be an array, right? It's going to be an array of you don't need a name, but we'll just say name apple, quantity 0, yeah, that's circle banana, orange, carrot. Let's see. That's our cart. And let's call this original cart. I'm gonna create a cart from this. I'll tell you why I'm doing that later on. Basically, it is to when we reset, we want to go back to the original cart. So I'm doing that. So I'm gonna say take a name and quantity, and run the name and quantity. That'll be our cart. Okay, cart is ready. Now what we need is we need to render the. Let's render this first, the thing I commented out. So I'm gonna say const cart parent is equal to document get element by id cart placeholder. Now render cart. What render cart should do is so take the cart and then for each item in the cart it should create a element div cart item is equal to create a div, and then actually because we are doing it manually we don't need this span and all that. We just do let's see how it works. So this one map will get item and index. We are going to use the index. So that cart item is document element div, and cart cart item dot inner html inner text is equal to quantity. Quantity is what we expect. And then we're going to create an increment and decrement button for this cart. So we're going to say const add item is equal to create element button, and then you say add item dot add event listener click. So on click of that button, what we need is to basically increment the quantity of cart index to quantity plus plus and and const, let's add that to this. So cart item add parent child, insert append child, append child add item. So I'm gonna implement delete item after a while. Let's see how this works first. What if it's not okay? So I'm gonna set under cart. Let's see what happens. I'm not calling it right. I'm not inserting. So after all of this, I need to insert that also. So I'm gonna have to do, first I have to do this. I have to delete everything inside the cart. Cart parent. So I'm removing every child in the parent. I don't know if this works. Okay, I'm just doing that. And then here I have to do cart parent dot add child, append child, cart item. So without that it will not get run. Okay, so it's come here. Now the next thing we need is this button needs a text add item. Plus, yeah. So it's doing delete, not the child of this. So that is so this remove option is the problem. So I just need to delete the how do I delete every direct child? HTML delete only direct child. So I need all the children first, right? So for example, so I'm just gonna do console log here instead of okay. Let's see what happens. See, it's getting div and button. All of them are coming as children. Okay, so I can do this. Document. So I'm just gonna do this. So I'm gonna select document name, cart placeholder ka children, and for each remove it from. Okay, let's see if that works. Yeah, see how that worked. Interesting. Cool. So what I'm doing is rendering cart. First I'm taking whatever children is there in cart placeholder. I'm removing all of them, and then I'm rendering for each item in the cart. Let me actually show you also the name so that it becomes interesting. Yes. Let's render it. see this. Yeah, so I'm deleting the whole tree and then recreating. Now I'm just gonna do the delete version of this. Is going to be remove item. That's it. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's working. Now what we need is the cart items to be updated, right? So here is where things get a bit interesting now, because right now I have not put it under the control of I can do it in two ways. I can just do update cart metadata here and here. That would be the easiest as of now. So I'm just going to create a update cart metadata thing. What this does is you go through the cart, and you filter the cart, taking the quantity and see if it's greater than 0. Let's just go below 0. No, it doesn't go below 0. Okay, we need that feature. Anyhow, and then it will do. So we need a length of this, right? That's the count. And then what it can do is can take count of cart items, document dot get element by count of cart items dot in a text is equal to count. That's how it has to be. So here is how it works. Refresh. Look at that. It's working. Let me give you a full screen. So there are 2 items now. So 2 items. If I add a banana, you go to 3 items. Yeah. Now this should come to 0. This shouldn't go below 0. So what I'm going to do is if cart index dot quantity greater than 0, only then do all of this, otherwise just ignore it, right? So of course this is not production code, because we are going to create a lot of memory issues. I'm not removing the listeners at all, so that could be a problem. Let me read that. Are button listeners automatically discarded? If a DOM element removed is reference free, then yes, the element itself is picked up by the garbage collector as well as any event. Okay, so basically we will lose that event listener, so there's no memory issue also. Cool. So here is what we have. So it also had one more thing. This is a delete button which will just remove it. Okay. So here is how to add that. Let's call this discard item. I don't want to call it. And let's call this discard. And on click, what it should do is delete that item from the cart. So how do we do? JavaScript remove item appends. Remove an element. And being the element. Okay, so what we need is cart dot splice index 1. That's all. And we do need all of that. Okay, so banana is gone. Orange is gone. Look at that. Yeah. So let's also do this data first. Okay, so everything's gone. Now I need reset and reload. So reset is gonna be cart is equal to original cart. No, let's not do that. Cart is equal to this. So this will have to be let cart. Okay. And it should do render cart. Update cart. Reload is equal to window.reload. And we also need to add it to the click reset and let's see how reload doesn't do anything. Okay, reset does reset. Yeah, reset. And why does reload not do anything? What did this person do? Remember, where is the reload? Controls. Window.location. Okay, so will that work? Yeah, that's reload. Yes. So basically we have implemented this count trap with pure JavaScript, and this is what it looks. Now the problem with all of this is it's very complicated to add some new features, because this is very much dependent on how we have implemented this particular feature. So wherever if we want to add some extra feature, it becomes really complicated. But the point is, React is doing something, React, Vue.js, Angular, everything is doing something like this in the backend. So there's no magic involved anywhere. Okay, that's it. I'll just shut this down.